Hello, good afternoon from Nairobi. This is Peter Niano, and I'm so glad to come to you. I just done a live broadcast, but I was disconnected. There was a technical problem which just, but I'll continue from here. I was going through the information, which new information about cookie rewards from the admin, and I'll be glad to go through together and be able to learn a few things from the information which has been posted in our daily blog. So the Lord bless you as we share together. Let's allow me to share the screen and get to learn the information. There is a post on 30th says TBC's private and public notices are coming to clarify article. Then to those concerned with the article, don't confuse growth with the poster. Don't confuse a fast growth reward structure with, don't confuse it with multi-level marketing MLM. I was saying you get paid to earn 10 keys. Get 2 paid referral to earn 10 million cookies in 24 hours. And then also 48 hour, you get help the 2 referrals to each get 2, so that you earn yourself up to 100 million cookies. That is 1 TBC coin. When we read here, sorry about that. The new additional cookie rewards based on 24 hour time frames are simply that. Upon as simply that. There is no multi-level marketing commission structure attached to these sign-ups. This is an incentive for our newest members to quickly participate in the expansion of the TBC community. How fast we can our efforts will determine our speed of growth. Recruiting, or the act of bringing in referrals, is a natural part of any fast-growing organization, regardless if it is a private or public group. Succeeding at our mission to end poverty globally requires that we reach our objective of reaching 1 billion members as fast as we can. I believe our distribution phase is so exciting, we can reach that number in about a year. In about a year, we can reach that number. Unfortunately, Reaching that number does not solely depend on the actions of the admin of TBC. This is a collective effort. Signing up to new paid referrals, which is a non-commissionable payment within the allotted 24-hour period, is rewarded within our distribution phase of moving TBC Kringle coins out of the admin wallet to the achiever of this reward. To be clear, the achiever of this reward is not doing a transaction in. The point of the distribution phase is load up the custodians with enough TBC Kringles to fulfill the mission to end poverty globally. Mass acceptance of TBC Kringles will result in the power needed to fulfill the mission. Growth is the only path to mass. The second 48-hour rapid ability to duplicate. The newest members quickly learning how to share and help others to also become paid. I hope all of you will see community find this clarification to be helpful. The point to the cash flow campaign is a recognition time and effort from most of us needs some form of compensation that allows each of us to provide the means to live while we participate within the distribution phase. It's the bridge we are on, as explained many times before. Most of us need immediate means in return for our time and effort placed on growing the TBC community. Even the poor are welcome to learn how to cash flow. And that is what the beginning of our mission has to offer. We have lifted some of our poverty through this cash flow campaign, through this cash flow campaign. So there has been so many information has been posted to us so that we get to learn, we get to understand. Every day we get information about TBC. We get information about TBC. So when you become a student of the block, you will be able to always learn, always get to understand what is in the mind of the admin. You'll be able to always understand the mind of the admin. Just wanted to information somewhere which was posted, and before that we can look at you can see the dashboard. It has that reward chart showing how when you get 2 paid referrals, you earn yourself 10 million cookies. That is within 24 hours. And when you referrals to get other 2 within the 48 hours, you'll be able to earn yourself up to 100 million cookie rewards. 100 million cookie rewards. And that is good for us because we want to reach that billion target in as soon as possible. As soon as possible. We need to reach that billion target as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So as is growing daily, and we are getting new members every day. There is the information here. It says U.S. congressmen call on CEC for regulatory clarity regarding cryptocurrencies. And there was information which was sent to us. I just wanted to go through that information so that we get all of us to understand. I'm just look at the block. Yeah, so that we, that's not that one. Just trying to check whether oh, it's just the same. And the information I got on it was yesterday. I remember Steve Caffey going through that information, and you were able to go through it, and we got information, and it was helpful. So back on here on the Telegram, and this information was it says Kringle Private Society, the Global Eleemosynary Society public announcement, that is October 1st, 2018. It says this public announcement is directed to the current members of the worldwide private society that has been known since March 2016 as the Billion Coin or TBC, as well as to all parties, both public and private, who may have an interest in this information. The intent of this announcement is to inform our members of important changes and refinements to our structure that are being implemented at this time to better serve our members and more accurately portray the nature and character of our society, our private membership association, and our global mission. This is being undertaken to better define exactly what our society and membership community is and has always been since our inception. These changes and refinements are a result of further research and investigation into the necessary compliance requirements of the global system. This relates to laws pertaining to monetary system, public versus private currencies, and other matters. We have always, since the beginning, directed our efforts in creating the Billion Coin to be in full compliance with all laws and jurisdictions, while at the same time providing the solutions we have to relieve global poverty for all people in this world. With our new research and investigation, we have determined that certain use of language was misleading or potentially able to be misconstrued. Therefore, the time for clarity, precision as communities, certain foundational components of our private society and membership association further, but not necessarily precisely conveyed without and presentation. Thus, we now see that we must correct um, previous errors and mistakes, whether done by commission or omission, and more properly present our membership and the world at large that exactly we are and what we are not. In this regard, pursuant to this announcement, we wish to define these fundamental points and principles to achieve clarity for all concerned. These points are as TBC, uh, TBC as a TBC community was founded as a private community, private society contract as such to this day. It will always define exactly um, by by these two phrases. These two phrases. A private society is not incorporated in any jurisdiction and is established upon the right of all people to have and express the paramount right of self-determination and private association. Incorporated body politic, we do not derive existence from any external authorization by the will and members of the society. At the same time, we honor and respect the laws of and do not encourage any member to do otherwise. It is of the highest importance in our principles of association that we remain in honor and peace with all people, all nations. Our society is founded upon a mission purpose with stated principle. This is mission purpose will soon be formally defined in published mission statement, while at the same time, since our inception, we have put forward the principles that in fact define our mission and purpose and various written presentations, both public and private. The mission and simple and pure. We are here to provide the people of the world a tool to alleviate poverty and suffering for all people. This tool puts in of the people the right of self-empowerment. A private contract association is a group of people who come together to form mutual basis of association, mutual benefit society, in which all benefit from the structure, tools, and principles of the society accrue to and are shared by all the members. A private society association styled as a mutual benefit society is not owned by any individual. They exist by members and are established on the basis of privately contracting to an agreed upon set of rules and activities. These rules are already been made clear since our beginning as to what is required to be a member of our society and association standing. As a member in good standing, one has the billion coin, the kringle currency, as a private medium of exchange. One of our mistakes was renaming this currency as a form of money, which we now realize is not accurate, and this will soon be corrected. The term money carries certain legal definitions and implications. Thus, by the announcement, we are making it clear that any and all use of terms such as money, dollar, euro, or other similar words and referral was done in error and mistake. We therefore hereby issue a formal apology intend to correct such mistakes forthwith and with the utmost expediency possible. TBC and Kringles are not commercial instruments or negotiable paper, as those terms are defined in domestic and international legal systems, and implications in or aspersions done in error. And again, we apologize for any misunderstanding or confusion caused by our inaccurate use of language, all of which will soon be corrected on our websites and any other materials available, either public or private. TBC and Kringle are not in, do not secure any intrinsic value commodity commodity sorry for that um, commodity asset or account. They are privately issued medium of exchange available only to members of private mission society and private contract association pursuant to and according to its of membership and participation. The inherent value that they represent is only the life force and spiritual value of our private society membership. We are a global sharing eleemosynary society. The sharing is derived by the private and contract agreement to share a value and life force with each other for mutual support and benefit. TBC and Crinkles are private currencies, which means it is designed to flow through a channel much like a river as a current and flows through its course, or electricity as a current that flows through wires that provide the value of kinetic work to light our homes and run our factories. We share the common purpose and value of using our life force as a current that flows through the course of our system, which is made up of eleemosynary, means we define our society as such because we believe in the true charity, kindness, giving, sharing, supporting lives of integrity and respect. As we all work together to build this global community, we are providing true giving and sharing for or reference to commercial terms or comparative value ratios against national currencies or precious metals is only for comparative purpose and does not impute any relationship to such instruments or assets. Any misconstruction of this in the past was done by mistake and error, for which we apologize and shall rapidly correct as stated herein. Any inference that TBC or Kingle is a medium of investment is entirely inaccurate. And once again, any language in previous materials, websites, or presentations that may have engendered such mistaken inference shall be corrected. Any statements that our private medium of exchange carried uh, uh, fungible potential with public currencies as never inferred or intended. Henceforth, we shall use the formal names of our organization as Gringo Private Society and the TBC Private Contract Association. Our mission statement and related materials to this effect will be um, forthcoming and made available to the public via our two official websites. We do not accept any misconstruction of our society, purpose, principle, or association that might be found any other public medium, that is YouTube, social media platforms, individual websites. Only formally authorized materials shall henceforth be considered acceptable to represent these entities, and such materials will always be formal seal of the society, which is currently being developed and will soon be announced on our websites. Upon such announcement, all materials, brochures, publicly accessible accessible web pages application will display the seal, and only the TBC administrative team shall be authorized to use said seal. In the near future, articles of association will be published for the private contract association. All current and future required to electronically sign and accept the articles in order to continue with their membership. These articles will comprise the contractual basis of association, thus fulfilling the requirements of a private contract association, henceforth also referred to as PCA. These articles will contain already existing rules of membership with the addition of few required stipulations to properly reflect the information presented in this announcement. As a private society, the clinical private society has full authority to create its own form of governance, law form, court, and private treasury. This will be established to better serve and protect the interests of our members and will be available to every and other such basic principles of balanced society of men, women, and children. It will take time to properly fulfill these requirements, and all members will be kept informed as to the progress thereof. We request the understanding and patience in this process. Our purpose and mission includes the education of our members so that they grow into properly informed and intelligent members of the private society and the larger world society, our respective countries, and the world as a whole. In months to come, we shall be implementing tools of such education so that our members can be successful with TBC and Kringle, understand how to use it for their benefit and the mutual benefit of all our members within such education. Some of the terms and points contained in this announcement and in future materials will be clarified so that we proceed forward together as well educated body politic of competent, educated people that are here in association to benefit ourselves, the communities and nation in which we live and work, and the world as a whole. The only value that TBC and Kringle carry is that the mutual benefit confidence of our private members. We hold the value of every human being on the planet to be of the highest order pursuant to our privately held beliefs and concerns. All of our members comprise the collective value of society as a ecclesia defined as the body of the congregation, that is, living body of our congregation together. We are a non-denominational, non-hierarchical body of living beings. This is the definition of body politic society to be an ecclesiastical body, politic immune from the public, commercial, corporate jurisdictional authorities of constituted national bodies politics. We do not ascribe to any given religion, paths, of beliefs or creed, while at the we support all of our members in the pursuit of their own right and self-determination to uphold individual beliefs and modes of living through private and personal concerns. The only exclusion to this principle is against those who would use our society to promote violence and or harm to others. This includes a forbiddance any of any illicit use of a private medium of exchange in any manner to take advantage of another or transgress and domestic laws of nations in which one lives. We are here to promote peace and prosperity for all human beings and all living things in this world. The Kringle Society has been established in alignment with the Pantera Diora Private Society. All records of Kringle Private Society are secured and held in the private permanent archival system of records of the Pantera Dora Sati Court of we are in full with the globally published declaration of intentions of the Doro Private Society and formally adopt the principles contained therein. As a member of the Pantera Doro Private Society, we are aligned with in to the formal announcement to all worldwide administrative bodies and the offer of the Treaty of Peace and cessation of hostilities presented to the Holy See via the Nuncio of Washington District, Columbia. We are at peace with all public entities, institutions worldwide, neutral in the public and proceedings in peaceful harmony and committee with all agencies, departments, and authorities of any all entities of national character. Henceforth, all public communication shall be under the seal of the Kringle Private Society and the International Flag of Peace. To all our current members, please be patient. We undertake the necessary changes described in this announcement. We'll have abundant details ready to provide within our private member and closures in weeks and months to come. The changes being undertaken will assure stronger and more resilient membership of all of us, the fulfillment of our mission, and prosperity of all. Thank you for your patience and consideration. Um, and consideration. Thank you and consideration. Uh, and continue support. Finally, we wish to address something that is currently in progress with respect to an inquiry being conducted by the Securities Exchange Commission, CEC, of the United States. Some of our members are aware of this, but most are not. Thus, we want to be clear and above board on this point to all that are aware of the situation and understand it properly. This inquiry is a legal process by an authorized government agency. We understand that this is being done with most or all crypto and digital currencies to determine if any given currency is in fact structured or promoted as a security. As such would be defined by the United States law. As we all know, many new currencies, coins, and tokens are being created now and have several years a type of offering known as an initial coin of offering, ICO. This is, of course, similar to what occurs when a private company decides to take a corporation public by contracting with a market maker to underwrite an initial public offer, IPO. So obviously there are similarities in language and function. An IPO sells stock in the company that is backed by the assets of corporation and is promoted on the basis of future earnings. This secures the shares of stock by the assets and thus is security within the scope of US law, and CEC has jurisdiction over such securities to regulate and control them within the public markets. That agency is called the Securities Exchange Commission because it regulates and oversees the ongoing exchange of security through normal market function. When ICOs first came out, they offered coin or tokens for cash, usually denominated in the United States dollars, over which the United States and agencies have the jurisdiction. The coins issued were secured against the cash raised by the offering or oftentimes by an asset base such as real estate that were explicitly stated to back the coin. This then became form of security, and thus the CEC has been investigating many of these coins to determine whether they are security or not, and if so, to bring them into regulatory environment of their jurisdiction. In the case of TBC and Kringles, we do not fall into this category. We have never made any TBC and Kringles for interest in assets or public funds. We are not in the jurisdiction of the United States because we are not a corporate entity in that jurisdiction and do not derive our authority to exist or cooperate from said jurisdiction. We have always been clear that we are a private society and private member organization. We now realize that we made a mistake in referencing the value of TBC and Kringle in a dollar terms, and this was corrected earlier this year. We now make reference to grains of gold, but to be absolutely clear, we have never declared either that the currency of TBC and Kringle backed by gold, only using a grain of gold as a reference of TBC is simply and solely the value of the living beings who participate in our private society and through our private contract. Any member joins the TBC community, they contract to abide by the rules that we publish. We will soon be expanding the details of our structure within written and educational materials to reference inception. We have only been a private member organization, and the value of the currency is nothing more than the value of our membership. So for any members who are currently under subpoena to provide data information, we encourage you to fully cooperative with their inquiry and all the times tell the truth as best as you need. We hide or avoid. The truth is always the best policy. We firmly believe that in the end, this inquiry will prove the statements we have made here, and the CC will determine that we are not offering securities, have never made any sort of initial coin or public offering, and do not promote any secured interest. TBC and Kringles are private mediums of exchange to be used to promote equitable exchange between private parties for goods and services. If some members have TBC currencies of any country, then they should consult professionals as to any legal requirements that may entail as far as taxation, reporting, or other consideration with respect to their home country of residence or domicile. This also includes if the exchange of a private medium of exchange and your domestic jurisdiction might carry any tax implication. We'll always recognize the truth and statement that all persons liable to report may pay income taxes must do so in conformity with the law. In the near future, we will be formally structured our society and community with more precise detail as to what is acceptable and proper with respect to exchange and use of the private medium of exchange known as TBC and Kringle. This concludes our public announcement at this time, and that all inquiries pursuant hereto can be sent to admin@kringleprivatesociety.org. Sincerely, TBC admin. So that is the information. The information we got. we got. That is the information we were able to get from the admin, and I was reading through so that we can be able to understand what was in the mind of the admin. So let's keep checking the post so that we can learn more information on this. So God bless you. Have a wonderful time and enjoy being a TBC member, and reach out to others, bring them, sign them up, and get the 10 million cookies and 100 million cookie rewards. Thank you.